The oil spill. We're over 70 days at this point, and now we're adding the monkey wrench that there is a hurricane on its way. It's not going to hit directly where the oil spill took place, but it is shuffling the water around and correspondingly the oil in the water in the Gulf. Last I heard it could make landfall as a Category 2. And not surprisingly, we know BP did not really have any kind of reasonable contingency plan at all for situations like this, even though they claim to. But now we are hearing that they absolutely didn't consider hurricanes in their response plans. Hey, it sounds like they didn't consider anything. That is becoming more and more clear.
Of course not. They had no idea what to do at any point. They just, they tried how many different techniques to try.
Well, they claimed to have an idea of what to do when they were lobbying to get these offshore drilling sites. We know that. It just turns out they didn't really have those plans. And, I was criticized what was it now? A month ago, 2 months ago for saying, you know what? They could blow the well up and it would essentially close the entire thing. And I received so many emails about it. People saying, I don't know what I'm talking about, so on and so forth. Well, Bill Clinton has now said, you know what? They could just blow the thing up. Not that Bill Clinton is a drilling expert, but he has said they could blow this thing up and close it. The reason they're not doing it is because when you do that, you can never drill there again. And they want, if possible, to be able to get oil from that site. Now, here's an email just in the last few days that I received about me saying, hey, you could blow this thing up. And I don't know if this is someone who has English as a native language or not. Hey, here's the email. Hey, your news are garbage. Just to make another hole and use a bomb that you don't know about takes the same amount of time to drill the relief wells. That bomb has to be a nuclear device. No, it doesn't. We heard from an expert on this, and he said it does not have to be a nuclear device. And the email goes on, if they plug it, the well case can crack and the oil will pop up in another place. This is the reason the top kill didn't work. Third, peak oil will bankrupt the USA anyway. Hey, I don't disagree with that. That's very possible. If you still had an easy grab to oil, they wouldn't drill in deep waters. This is the reason USA has 2 wars. A lot of this I don't agree with, but there's a very good point being made here by our friend in the audience here that we are in the position we're in with regard to oil, in part because of military conflicts, in part because of you scratch me on the back type of deals that have been made. Now, Michelle Bachmann is known for saying the government is getting too involved in private industry. It's getting too involved in people's lives. She doesn't even like the government taking a census, which she spoke out against. She's now saying the Obama administration didn't get involved enough in the oil spill. Same person. Take a listen, Michelle Bachmann.
We haven't seen competence in the government's hands-off policy with this disaster. And we need to ask the question, on day one, what did the Obama administration do about the Coast Guard? What did they ask the Coast Guard to do to intervene? On day one, they weren't there. What did the administration do on day one with the booms that could have been put out in the ocean in order to quarantine off, if you will, this oil as it surged to the surface? Nowhere to be found. The administration, they were hands off. They didn't do anything. Where were the boats that could have been commandeered by the government to be sent into this region to deal with that oil plume as it was coming up to the water?
So what Michelle Bachmann is saying is, why didn't the Obama administration, which she has criticized for every level of what she calls intrusion, intervention, involvement, why didn't they commandeer privately owned boats to go and do something about the oil spill? Why didn't they completely take over the entire operation from day one? But the census, that's intrusive. Counting the number of people that live in the U.S. and asking them 2-3 questions about themselves, that's too much. Have you ever seen a level of hypocrisy like this? I mean, it's blatant. There is not even an attempt to mask it in any way.
No, but we see hypocrisy like this all the time in the political world. It's full of hypocrisy.
Yeah, but that's not an excuse for Michelle Bachmann.
No. There's no excuse for hypocrisy.
Well, even more amazing, Halliburton is literally pouring money into the campaigns of Congress members who are going to investigate the oil spill. Hey, I wonder why. I wonder why Halliburton, who is so involved in the spill and so involved in equipment used for drilling oil offshore, I wonder why they would donate to Congress members that are investigating them. Just when you think Halliburton couldn't get any more blatant and Congress members couldn't be any more corruptible, it gets even worse. Halliburton donated $17,000 to candidates running for federal office since the oil spill, to several lawmakers on committees that have launched inquiries into the spill. You know what it was, Lewis? They just wanted to make clear that if the lawmakers find Halliburton at fault, there won't be any hard feelings, right? I'm sure that's why they were donating the money.
No doubt.
Of the 10 current members of Congress who received money from Halliburton in May, 70% are on committees with oversight of the oil spill and its aftermath. And I know we're going to get emails saying, hey, it's just a coincidence. They give money all the time. Incorrect. The last time Halliburton gave more than $17,000 in 1 month was when it donated $25,000 during the heat of the presidential campaign in September of 2008. So it is not an issue of, hey, this is just where it's going. This month, they always give this much money. Not at all. Not at all. Absolutely embarrassing. Of course, we won't hear too much about this in the news, but at least I am making it known. And on the bonus show today, if you're not a member, make sure to go to midweekpolitics.com, because on the bonus show, we'll be talking about a judge who has lifted an offshore drilling moratorium. That's right. In the middle of all this, we need to do more offshore drilling. We'll be back after this.
This is Midweek Politics with Dave Pakman.
Midweek Politics is made possible in part by CSR Wire, the corporate social responsibility news wire at csrwire.com, by DIF Design, specializing in custom business websites at difdesign.com, and by shentrition.com, provider of all-natural superfood and adaptogenic herbal blend at shentrition.com. To find out more about underwriting Midweek Politics, visit midweekpolitics.com.